In its latest state reports, the USDA rated 43% of Nebraska's winter wheat crop as poor or very poor. Since we last looked at wheat condition, farmers have had both good and bad news. Much needed precipitation fell over a large portion of the state, but recent snowstorms also threatened the crop with below freezing temperatures. Earlier this week, we looked at Nebraska's winter wheat crop with Bob Klein from the West Central Research and Extension Center in North Platte, where abnormal weather this season may have, in some form, actually helped the crop.
The wheat this year is behind normal, and that was probably a good savior with the cold temperatures we had. You get a lot of damage in wheat with the temperatures we had if it's in the joint stage or later. Most of our wheat out here was just in the tillering stage, and the temperatures can really get cold when it's in the tillering stage.
How cold did it get?
Yeah, well, we've seen areas, way out in the panhandle that got to 0 and so forth. A lot of the other areas, was in the teens, and which can cause damage if it's in the joint stage. But the stage we were in, tillering, now we did have, and we want to mention, we had some cosmetic damage, in other words, the leaves, which has producers concerned, but it'll grow right out of that. That damage is nothing to be concerned with at this time.
You mentioned it was behind schedule. It was way ahead of schedule last year. How far behind, and in that, the saving grace, how far behind is it?
Yeah, in this area, we're probably looking a week to 10 days behind. Last year, in some cases, we were probably 10 days to 2 weeks ahead. So quite a difference in years between 2012 and 2013.
Now, we talked to Greg Kruger a few weeks ago, and since then there has been some precipitation that's been widespread across the state, both in snowfall and rainfall. How beneficial has it been for you? Have you caught any of that?
Yeah, some areas have caught a little bit, but nothing pronounced too much in the west central area. I did some sampling, like in the McCook area last week, and we did find the field that had 3.5 feet of subsoil moisture. Most of the fields in that area, though, were running maybe 20 inches to 2 feet. On average, we'll probably be close to 4 feet at this time on subsoil moisture in our fallow fields, and that's what we had mostly out here is fallow wheat. And so we're extremely short of moisture, and that could be the biggest limiting factor in our 2013 wheat yields.
That's the biggest concern going forward is moisture?
Yes, but in some cases, stands are also a problem. Depend where you're at. Like right in North Platte area, that wheat that didn't germinate last fall, those stands are pretty spotty this spring.
Too early to tell on what the potential yield is as far as, if you have any options with that wheat. Are you best just to ride out the storm, so to speak?
Well, one of the things is winter wheat really provides a good foundation for other crops like planting corn or grain sorghum or sunflowers in 2014. So we always tell producers, you're probably way ahead to leave that crop, take it to maturity, and then spray it out, spray the weeds out after harvest, of course, and then plant a crop next year. So winter wheat's a good base. If you tear it up, you're kind of starting over. And in many cases, we don't have great amounts of subsoil. So we're encouraging people to leave that wheat crop because it's such a good foundation for all the succeeding crops.
The one thing you hear if you talk to a lot of wheat people, they say wheat is tough. It has a number of lives to it. Do you feel like you've used a few of those this year?
Yeah, we're already into probably 4 or 5 or maybe even 6. And so we don't want to use too many of them because we got quite a bit of season to go yet.